Hey, this is Carl with NewSeptic. I'm going to cover a common workflow you might have in the future working with NewSeptic and generating a project. I'm going to go ahead and create a new project, and I have a property that I've been tasked to design a wastewater treatment system for. And this property is a little bit different than a standard one because it's being split up into many different properties. So to get the contract to design these systems or to install these systems, I'm going to have to create accurate maps of the new property lines. And to do that, there's actually a way in NewSeptic to get that started. And what we'll do is actually navigate to this location, and the old address for this property is right here. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste that into NewSeptic, and you can use the address search, and we found a property here. So what we're going to do is search our database of properties, parcels, and we found one, and I'm going to go ahead and select that. And since we're just getting this started, I'm going to click next through all these forms and go ahead and create project and go to map. Okay, now we load up the best available data we have for this property with NewSeptic. We have the GIS data that's provided by the county. It's not as accurate as survey grades, so we can see that this big parcel of land is not yet split from the surveyor's notes in the document. So what you can do to get this contract is you would get the points of the vertexes of these parcels from the surveyor. You can contact them and request a comma separated value file. That's just a text file of the coordinates for the vertexes of the parcel. So you can call them up or email them and get the contact and email them, and you can request that they send you the vertices, the vertex points for these parcels, these properties, and you can import those into NewSeptic. So to take an example here, I'm going to take a look at this parcel here, and there are what the surveyor has taken accurate measurements, and there are pins placed in the ground, and they've created this map. So we're going to get those coordinates for those property lines. So what we did is just contact the surveyor, and they sent us these coordinates, and this is a comma separated value file. It's just simply a text file, and you can open this in Excel or you can open this in like a text editor. So you can see that this is just data with comma separated. So it's a little bit cleaner to open this in Excel. So I'm going to go back here, open this up. So the contractor has sent us a coordinates, a file, and it's got the coordinates here and the easting and northing. So they also have an elevation and some CAD information, some information on the CAD layers. But we can basically ignore all that, and NewSeptic can input coordinates in either a NAD 83 coordinate system or the WGS coordinate system. And the difference in those is that the NAD 83 is the accepted coordinate system for US for survey operations, and basically it takes the map of a globe and it flattens it out to a local space. So there are different coordinate systems, and what NewSeptic does is we select the proper coordinate system when you start a project. So we have the coordinate system down here in the bottom right, and it's a NAD 83 coordinate system. And what you can do is import these points by clicking on the cloud import GPS points tool, and it's going to ask you to navigate to your comma separated file. We'll go ahead and do that and select that, open. And what NewSeptic will do is it'll look for the coordinates that you have in this file, and it does that just by looking at the names. So we have 4 different options to bring in fields for this importing points in NewSeptic. We have a name, a northing, an easting, and an elevation. Now, if you had selected WGS, or a world projection, which is latitude and longitude, in the form, this would show as latitude and longitude. So what we'll do is also, because we can select a name, we'll go ahead and set the layer as the name, and we'll go ahead and confirm. And what you can see is we're bringing all these parcel points in, so you can choose to deselect what points and select exactly what points you want in, but if this looks good, we'll go ahead and add the GIS data. So here we see that NewSeptic has brought these points in, and you can select these, and we have the name, and this particular point actually had an elevation associated with it in the data, so we could use that as a feature, as a benchmark. Or so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the parcel draw tool, which is on the right here, select that. We're going to select snaps, and we're going to snap to the elevation points. These points are brought in by default into a layer we call elevation points, which is down here. So go ahead and start clicking on the elevation points, and when you get close to the point, it will automatically snap to that point. So you just kind of let the cursor do its thing and snap to that, and click, just a single click. You can move the map by clicking and holding the map while you're in this mode. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom out. So go ahead and just keep clicking through until you get to the last point. You want to double click. Okay, so now we have our drawn parcel, and what you want to do is right click inside of here and select commit drawn parcel, and you want to remove the old and move the soil test to the new parcel and click commit. So now NewSeptic sets this as your project parcel, and you can save it at this point. And as you can see, the GIS data in the background is pretty inaccurate at this point. You can see it's off slightly, but we have brought in the accurate GPS points that the surveyor had collected, and now we can get started on this map. To double check to make sure that this looks good, we can bring up the survey document, and we can see the parcel looks about the same shape, and we can see that this eastern property line, we can see that it has a bearing and a distance, and we can go ahead back to, we see the distance is 293.17 foot. So we can go back to our drawing, and we can select the measure tool, select snap, and we can snap to the parcel lines now. Save that, and then we can snap to this vertex and draw up here to this. And we see that the measurement was 293.17 foot. And this is the same exact measurement there. So it looks like we got this data in really accurate data to start our on-site wastewater treatment system. And you could similarly, for this contract, replicate that with all these properties and get a on-site wastewater treatment system plan. So thank you for watching. This is a pretty handy feature with NewSeptic. We're trying to create this product for designing septics and on-site wastewater treatment systems, and we appreciate your support and look forward to keep making videos. Thanks. Bye.